jokes, why I can't stop talking. You might say I'm fat, but I say I'm bulking. Shot in the leg and creep walking. You might say I'm fat, but I say I'm bulking. Shot in the leg and creep walking. But pretty me, stop talking. Like I'm outside, but I got work. Think I'm out of place like a damn lost boy. Look up at the runs if you don't know, no. Flex on the running like clowns up.
Hey guys, what's going on? Got another build for you guys today. Today's going to be a bunny build. I'm going to have both a speed farming build as well as a bossing build. So you're going to see a couple things in this gameplay footage. You're going to see the obstructor battle, which is one of the big things for bunny to be able to solo a couple of those portals. I also got some high-end the level 21 defense missions. And I'll also have a solo kill posted of the Devour without even using a gun, based off skill damage only. So this build is going to be hyper-focused on the skill damage, and pretty much making it so all you do is use your skills instead of your gun. Of course, you know, using the whatever gun you choose. I personally like the Thunder Cage for bunny, but whatever gun you choose is going to be appropriate. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so let's go over her skills first. The first up is going to be the Throw Bomb. We don't use it. Ignore it. Second is going to be the speed boost. So the speed boost gives us an additional speed increase of 50%. It also builds up our special resource, which allows us to not only do more damage, but also use our AoE effect. This does drain your cost, your MP, continually while it's active. So that's why it's very important for one of the mods we've got to keep our MP up. Now, there are some builds out there that are running the health drain instead of the MP drain. Yes, it is a good build. I don't like it. It's fine. It does great. But I'm able to maintain a 500,000 plus AoE and 800,000 damage single target skills with this setup here. So while yes, it does work, this is my preference. Lightning Emission, this is your AoE. This is the one that does all of your damage. So you can get it so that your duration matches your cooldowns. You see here I have a 20-second cooldown and I have a 20-second duration. Cost is down a little bit, but that's not a big deal because the electricity cost is what we're gaining from running, and we have that up all the time. And it's based off move speed, or not necessarily move speed, but distance moves, so move speed is important. So the faster you're going, the more quickly you're emitting these pulses. All this is based off your skill damage and your electricity damage, and you do want to get your range up as much as possible for the speed farming, which is what we're going to go over first. The range is not that important for the solo, so we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Where all of our damage comes from, it does a little damage up front. Well, it does a lot of damage up front, and it also does a little damage on the back end with your dot. Final skill is maximum power. Don't use it whatsoever. This is what's going to allow us to additional electricity damage as we run. It also allows you to double jump, and we gain a little damage as we land with that, which is not at all impactful. Alright, so let's talk about what the damage looks like. So as you see here, we can't even use our third ability, the skill, because we don't have any electricity saved up. But as you see, as we run and distance is traveled, we're gaining that. And once we get enough to activate it, what is going to happen is it's going to begin to pulse some damage as we move. Now, why it's important to go fast is, as you see here, we're doing 250 a tick on these crits. Now, as we speed up, and get to our maximum stacks here, you can see that we're now doubling that damage and doing 531,000. So it's very important that you maintain your maximum electricity. It allows you to do a substantial amount of damage more, and it also keeps up the ability to keep your AoE going at all times. Again, your other two abilities, your Q, don't do much. Your Z just doesn't do much at all. And it drains your electricity too much. So the only two skills we're going to be using are going to be your C and your V. Now, for your single target, which we are going to go over the mods here in just a second. For your single target, same thing, keeping your electricity up. Over 800,000 crits, almost 900,000, just from our ability damage. Alright, so let's talk about your mods now. For our single target damage here, we're going to start with these. We have Nimble Fingers, which is going to increase our or reduce our cooldown, which is important to keep our cooldown equal to our duration of our AoE. For increased HP is your next one. It's going to be the one that gives us a little bit more defenses by increasing our HP. Electric Specialist, all our damage is electric with this, so this is a straight boost to our damage. Skill Expansion, this is going to increase our range. This is very important, especially for speed farming. If you're running routes with multiple people, it's very important that you use this so you can keep up with, because the more damage you're doing, the more impact you have, the more mobs you're hitting, the more rewards you're going to get. For your MP Collector is your next one. This is incredibly important. Anytime an orb is dropped, it allows you to, or anytime you kill an enemy, this is going to give you a chance to gain additional MP. This is very important, again, for speed farming so that you can keep up your speed boost. Mid-air maneuvering, this is my favorite slot here. For melee, I don't like any of the melees. This just gives us the ability to grapple in the air. As you see in the Obstructor video at the beginning of this video, having this mid-air maneuver allows you to jump up in the air during the orbs as well to make sure that your AoE hits all of them. So this is huge for general combat as well, just being able to get out of the way. Like if you're getting shot with Dead Bride's dome of ice, you can get out of it super easily. Just an all-around a great melee slot. It also gives you 15 module capacity when you fully upgrade it and you have your catalyst on it. Frugal Mindset is going to reduce our cost, which is very important for our channeled effect for the AoE, as it's constantly draining our mana. This also gives an additional skill range. Focus on Singular. This is going to give us a singular skill power modifier as well as more cooldown. Singular is the damage of which our AoE is doing. Skill Insights, giving us additional skill crit hit rate. This allows us to crit almost every single time. It's a huge uptime on your crit, which, as you saw in the demo a second ago, you're getting 500 plus on your AoEs and 800 plus on your single target. Spear and Shield, this is going to give us an additional level of defense. Gets us almost a 20k defense with this build, as well as some additional skill power. And then finally, Frontlines. This is one of the most important mods for any build that has skill and you're doing skill damage, because this gives you not only crit hit damage, it also gives you the crit hit rate. So this is massive. As soon as I hit Mastery 16, just to kind of give you an idea of where you're at for mod space, 16, I'll be able to upgrade this fully as well. So these two slots are not Catalyst yet, which gives you plenty of room if you were going to fully Catalyst out this build. All right, for a single target. So as you see here, everything pretty much stayed the same. The only thing that we removed is our skill expansion. So you do have a little bit of room here as well. This is going to go down to 5. You could run an unupgraded 6 slot here in this rotile spot here. You could run something like, you could run the amplification control or something like that would give you the additional 3 once you have hit level 16 as well and reduced your high voltage. So for your mods themselves, a high voltage, what this does is increases the range and the damage. So again, we remove some of our range, but this gives us some range back, but it also makes us now hit a single target and do substantially more damage. We were going from 500,000 AoE ticks to up to almost 900,000 AoE ticks. So this is a huge upgrade. Now, I do have a showcase video of this specific mod. Did a Devour without firing a single bullet at Devourer and killed it in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So that gives you some idea of how much damage this thing pumps and how frequently it pumps. Everything else is going to stay the same, but again, you could slot something in here. But the main change here is this right here. All right. Lastly, let's talk about your reactor and external components. For your reactor, you're going to need a tingling singularity reactor. Whatever weapon you use, you're going to want that as the optimization condition. I use the Thunder Cage. And for stats, because it's the tingling singularity, you're getting both electric and singular, which is what our AoE number 3 ability does. And for my secondary mods, I got lucky and got a skill critical hit damage. This is huge. This just is a massive increase in damage. And then I have the HP heal modifier. That one can be slotted for whatever you feel comfortable with. I actually kind of like the HP heal modifier because, especially for mobbing, we're just getting that extra heal as we go about our business. For external components, I am a huge fan of the 2 set bonuses for these 2 sets. So first up, we have the Supernova set, which is going to give us the electric skill power modifier. For the 2 set, and what you're looking here for is really 2 defensive stats, whether it be max HP, defense. You're going to want 2 of those on every item. For the second set, I have the Annihilator set, and this gives skill duration, which again gives us the ability to have our number 3 on cooldown with its duration right at 20 seconds. And so you see here, the rest of those are going to be slotted in here. I'm missing a little defense on this one, which would give us a little more, or another HP roll. But right now, with our current setup, we're at 7k HP and 27,000 defense. So it's pretty substantial where we are with that, and it keeps us alive pretty well. There's not any content that I can't do with this. As far as your secondary weapons, there's really nothing much to say about this. I use these 2 slots for leveling up proficiency of other weapons, just as I normally go about the business. Alright guys, so that's the build. I know there's a whole bunch of bunny builds out there. I wanted to share mine. I've had some incredible results with it. Like I said, my damage is way above what I've seen in some of the other builds, with the 500,000 for your AoE targets and over 800,000 for single targets, as well as the defense is incredibly strong here. So if you got any questions, if you got any comments, the improvements from even in this build, please leave them in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.